Hey everybody, happy Thursday. Now before I jump into today's question, please stick around till the end of the video because I'm going to talk about some changes that are going to be happening on the channel that I want you to be aware of, and I want us to have a conversation about it. Now the question for today's video from Twitter is, Katie, I just need some tips on talking with healthcare professionals about things. I feel very complainy when I do. Thought this was a great question because I know a lot of us struggle to communicate with healthcare professionals when we're really having a hard time. And firstly, I want you to know that it's our job to listen to you and to help you. That's what any healthcare professional does. That's our job description. That's why we get into what we do. And so know that it's not complaining. You're actually giving us the information that we need to know in order to properly help you. And my next tip is to keep it short. I find that when we're trying to express something that maybe we've never said out loud before, we talk way too much about it and we give confusing examples or sometimes ramble for a long time, and the person who's trying to listen to us loses their focus and forgets what we're really telling them, and maybe we don't even get our point across. And so I always tell my viewers, you've heard this in the past, I always tell you guys to keep it short and to bullet point it out. You could even roll into my next tip is to list your symptoms. I know that sounds really silly, but sometimes when we're trying to express all that we're going through, we miss out on some of the main things that are happening. Maybe we've had a panic attack. Maybe we don't know that it's a panic attack, but we feel like we're gonna faint, or we feel like we're drowning, or our hands get tingly and we can't feel them sometimes. We don't know what that means. We need to start taking notes. Maybe in your phone, keep a little note list of the things that you experience. And then when you go to your doctor or your healthcare professional, you can even just read from that list that you've created so that you don't forget any of the symptoms that you're experiencing. And that also forces you to somewhat keep it short and to the point. And then you could even say, and this has been going on, by the way, for 5 weeks or for 2 years or whatever it may be. And the ironic thing about that answer is that my answer and my advice is actually very long. So, try to keep it short. My next tip is to practice saying it out loud. You know how I just mentioned that when we haven't said something out loud, the first time we say it, we can get really anxious and we can forget where we're even going with it, and we can get off track and completely change the subject. And so practicing saying it out loud, even if it's just to yourself in your room, can be so helpful because then we've heard it for the first time. We've said it out loud for the first time, and that fear and the anxiety that can come with it can be a little less than, a little subdued, like we've already practiced it before. And my final tip is ask for the help. Like I said, we're here to help you. That is our job. We're there to listen and to help. And so once you've described all the things that you're going through, what you're experiencing and how you're feeling, ask for help. Even if that ask is just, I don't know what treatment I need, but I'm not doing well and I need some help. That could be as simple as it gets. It could just be, help me, I'm having a hard time. That works too. Know that you don't have to know necessarily what treatment you need. Maybe we just need to ask them for it because they should know. That's the professional's job. It's a huge part of my job is knowing whether or not you need a higher level of care than me or who I can refer you out to. If you're struggling with an eating disorder, what dietitian do I send you to? That falls on me. And so if you just let your healthcare provider know that you need help and that you're struggling, they can get you that help sooner rather than later. And then we don't have to make another follow-up appointment or anything like that. We can nip it in the bud and get the help we need quickly. I hope you found that answer helpful. I know a lot of you are concerned about this. And as always, if you have any other tips and tricks that I forgot, leave in the comments and let us know, because as a community, we can get stronger and get better and work towards a healthy mind and a healthy body. But like I said, I want to talk about some changes that are going to be happening on the channel. And this isn't meant to scare you, but I need to let you know that I'm trying my best to work smarter versus harder. Lately, I've been traveling a lot and I've been speaking a lot and I've just been doing a lot. And I find myself feeling overwhelmed sometimes. And something that takes up a huge chunk of my time, probably 2 to 3 hours a day, is approving comments. And so as of today, as of the release of this video, I am no longer going to be doing that. And for those of you who don't know, what happens when you leave a comment on my channel is it goes into a bin. And that bin sits and waits for me to say whether it's okay or not okay. And I've done this as a way to protect the community so that people aren't leaving hate-filled comments or bullying each other, because I want this to be a safe place. But over the past 6 years, our community has grown exponentially, and I believe that we are able to police ourselves. I believe our community is filled with positive, wonderful, supportive people who can keep it that way. But I will also continue to be in the comments. As you know, when I release a video, I'm always in there chatting with you, and that will not change. I will still read all of the comments, but I just won't have them in my bin waiting for me to approve them from videos that have been going on for 6 years. And I'm really making this change so that I have more time to put into content for you and more ways I can engage with you. And I am super excited for all the things to come in the next calendar year. Thank you so much for being part of the community, and thank you for being here, and I can't wait to see you next time. Bye!